Well, welcome back to another episode of NetSuite Accounting. Everything that you need to know and the things that you want to avoid, the mistakes. We're going to try to make this an informational series where we give you the inside scoop so you don't end up going down a path only to find out that something was done incorrectly and now needs to be fixed. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money. We don't want you to have to utilize any of those. We've talked a lot about data in the past. Now we're going to talk about going live with NetSuite. Susan is the head of our controller group here and is an expert at NetSuite. And Susan, walk us through. All right, we've got the data. We put it together correctly. We've got it reconciled. It went into the system. Now we're going live.
And everybody goes, like, it's like that little boy from Home Alone.
That's right. You stopped the old system, you're starting the new system.
That's right.
Where are the mistakes? What mistakes? Let's start there. What do people do? What mistakes are happening at this moment?
More than mistakes, it's the panic. It's the hysteria of, I don't actually know how to do this. The NetSuite.
Oh, and let's talk about one thing, because this is we get a lot of phone calls this way too. My CPA and bookkeeper that have been doing more of a bookkeeper have been doing my books for the last 12 years. We've switched over to NetSuite. They said they'd kind of figure it out because they're used to QuickBooks. That is not someone that you want trying to learn on your dime how to do NetSuite. They are completely different. I know it sounds weird. It took me a while to kind of get my hands around that. So make sure that you have a NetSuite certified professional. Number one, that'll alleviate some of the angst. All right, so go live. We're getting ready to push the button.
Yep, the switch has been flipped. You're live. So I think that there's the panic and hysteria that ensues, right? It's the I don't know what I'm doing. And that's where I like to schedule a daily call with my clients to kind of handhold as we're going through the process, whether it's how do I generate an invoice? How do my bank feed isn't working right? Or I don't know what is a bank feed? Where does that come in NetSuite? I think the implementation plan that NetSuite leads you through is world class. I mean, they walk you through it, they show you, and then they have you drive, and then you get all of your data together, and then you go live, and you've gone through some user acceptance training, right? So you've touched a little bit more, but I do think that there is a bit of the, oh, what have I done that takes place those first few days. So I think, you need to.
It's usually the first 2 years.
That's not entirely true. I actually have a couple of clients that have gone live this fall that are thrilled. They already love it. We probably need to go back to the data conversation if that's
yes, the data probably wasn't put in correctly. Exactly. Yeah.
So back to just sort of having a daily meeting. NetSuite does that. We like to join that call. You're going to have a brief call with your NetSuite team. We're there to supplement that, right? There are things that they will fix and tweaks that they can do, but sometimes even they need a little direction. And there's a bit of walking beside encouraging the NetSuite team to resolve some of the issues. And either we can resolve them or we can encourage them to resolve them on your behalf. So I feel like that's really important. And then, then the NetSuite team starts to back off and maybe meet with you twice a week. And I like to continue those at least daily availability for 2 or 3 weeks, so that as those things happen that you don't know how to do, or as you begin to encounter some speed bumps of, oh, I didn't really understand the ramification of setting things up this way, that we can pursue resolution to those things. And the funny thing about accounting in these ERP systems is that accounting touches so much. It's got fingers in everything. And while we are not experts at manufacturing or anything like that, we do understand how those things impact accounting. So sometimes we can help diagnose the direction to go in and help you navigate. This looks like a glitch. This looks like something your NetSuite team should be engaged to help you with, all of those things. So I think, with go live, it can be the speed bumps, particularly if the data wasn't right. There could be a lot of speed bumps, and we like to help triage that situation. But regardless, even in the most perfect of implementations, there is the panic of, I don't know what I'm doing. And we like to be a part of that so that we can help, bridge the gap and get you to a point where NetSuite is really your trusted system.
Yeah, I always say that your accounting system is your dashboard or your control panel to run your company. Every entrepreneur, every leader of an organization should be using their accounting system as their tool in order to properly manage their company. And a lot just kind of see it as kind of an end, yeah, month end, fine. This is how much cash we have. This is what's gone. There's really, NetSuite gives you tons of tools in order to optimize the performance of the organization. And that's the real key to it. We also hear a lot about the sandbox. What's the sandbox?
It's where you go play. Quite literally. We're not allowed to throw the sand. There are rules.
All right.
So a lot of times people will have a sandbox that they play in before they go live. So that will be where they can do test data. And then any configuration things they'll push to the production environment. Some people go straight to a production environment, and that's a completely acceptable way to go. The beauty of a sandbox, again, I think for organizations that do really, I think for manufacturing and things like that, it allows you to test the impact of transactions after you've gone live. So you can have all of the configuration of your system and they can copy it the other direction into the sandbox, and then you can test your transactions, test a bill of material. We recently have a client that wanted to change the classes that their revenue was falling into. So different products, they wanted to realign the groupings of that. And so we tested how we could do a mass update of that field. And we didn't want to do it in the production environment because, if something goes bump, we don't want it to go bump the wrong way.
So the sandbox can be used after the system has gone live.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Right. Either way, you can start in a sandbox and push it to production or go the other direction. But I think most people are using it the other direction where you take a copy of your production environment. And that way, particularly for people who are doing more like script programming and some kind of more advanced technology in the system, it's a great place to test things out without impacting your live data.
Well, Susan's contact information will be below this video, so please reach out to her if you have any questions about going live. If you're already live and things aren't going quite the way you want them to go, give Susan a call and let's see if we can help. Appreciate your time. Have an amazing day. NetSuite and everything NetSuite accounting.